here. I got you out here at the landing. It's sunset. What do you think? We're working on burning a stump out over there. It's been a couple of days of very high energy for more reasons than one, on individual levels, on collective levels, on an earth level, on a galactic level. Whew. Catch your breath, people. And then the earthquake that hit. First of all, I hope that everybody's okay from that. I don't stay in the news long, so feel free to use the comments to update each other, as long as it's decently reliable information. And I don't mean comes from a news source. I mean that it comes from the source. So I'm going to try and talk about this astral travel with you again. Doing the best I can with the lighting, but soak up the nature too. Enjoy it. First of all, what is astral travel? Astral travel simply means that you have an experience that does not involve your body. Whether it be lucid dreaming, whether it be astral projection, the key is that your consciousness is not utilizing your vessel. And you can look up the online definition if you want, but for me, that's the easiest way to get it across. Next, why astral travel? Boy, there's a variety of reasons. For fun, for answers, for experiences, sometimes for release, for healing. There's so many different reasons, and that just tells you what an absolutely amazing, useful tool that this is. Now, when I decided very early, I got my shock awakening. I started my true awakening in 2012, and then after Eddie's death, and especially after my brother's death, less than 2 months later, it was bam. All right, you better get it together. You better go one way or the other. And I was so very fortunate to connect with a shaman. This was not a business relationship. It was simply a friendship, and I consider it a mentoring, because I grew so much and gained so much, and really I learned a lot about myself. So when I talked about astral travel, I tried to do it like my friends talked about it. And this is the thing. Your experience may not be exactly like somebody else's. Your experience is going to be what you need, what is tailored to you. And don't let this upset you. Number 2, I strongly advise setting intent, knowing what you hope to accomplish. And in that way, you can stem the chance of having a unpleasant experience. So I'm going to tell you about my experience, and I'm going to stay tuned until the end of the video, and I'll show you the picture of the fire circle and all. Like I said, I'd gotten in touch with this shaman. There was a friendship, and graciously mentored me. And yes, this person, they are the real deal. And there was this lot that Eddie and I used to keep up for this very nice lady. And I always used to say it was like the woods in Braveheart. It felt like it had the fae, and it felt like enchanted woods. And I always enjoyed the work there. Yeah, sometimes it was pretty hard, pretty rough work, but I always enjoyed it. So I went out, and I had been working on the lot, and I was told to dig a fire circle, which I did. And I felt the presence strong. The moon was out that night. I don't think it was full, but it was out sufficiently. And so I had my fire pile, and I lit it, and I sat down, at first on a bucket, and then I sat on the ground. And as soon as I sat on the ground, I could feel the pull, the grounding effect. I could feel the connection with the earth. And as I sat and I just looked into the flames of the fire, I remember feeling the sensation of motion, of rocking. And I started to feel very nauseous. And I started to feel very hot. I remember this sensation of like this pop. And now I know that pop was me exiting all of my etheric layers. Isn't that leaf cool? Random leaf, middle of the night, with a pine needle through the middle of it. And then it was just this feeling. It was a very strong feeling of nausea, but it wasn't altogether unpleasant. But it was a very strong feeling. And then this lightness, and when I say lightness, I mean in density and in mood. I felt just very overjoyed, very curious, playful. So I remember, you get that little bit of courage, and I decided to open my eyes. And when I opened my eyes, I remember seeing the trees, and the trees were just so vibrant. Almost like the bioluminescence that you see in the water sometimes when you're out on a boat. I remember thinking they look strange. And at that time, I realized all at once, oh my God, I'm looking at them from above. And then I shifted my view over to where I was sitting. And I remember looking and seeing me sitting there before the fire. And even though the fire, was giving off light and the flames were just dancing, my body, it looked very dull. It looked very, flat looking. It didn't look vibrant. And at that moment, I felt this really strong leap of fear. And all at once, I got so dizzy and just so disoriented. And then all at once, it was like thudding. I felt like a bag of potatoes being dropped. And then when I opened my eyes, I was back in my body. And what I remember was looking over my left shoulder and thinking, what's in the woods? I mean, I knew there were owls. I knew that there were, snakes, of course. I knew there were possums, raccoons, all of that, rabbits, probably foxes. But there was something there that it almost felt like it was communicating with me. And so I wrote it off to be in the Fae. Now, I didn't try any more that night. I was satisfied that I had achieved that much. I was actually elated. And I stayed the rest of the night until the fire went out. And then the next day I connected with my shaman friend. And I was telling him about the experience. And yeah, I did this and I did this. And then it felt like this. And he says, did you see something in the woods? And I said, I said, it wasn't so much seeing, I said, as it was sensing. And then he started to give me little minor details that I had left out. Well, not left out, but I was trying to relay. I was excited relaying the big points of view. He said that was me. And that was when I really knew that it was real. Because they say, oh, it's just you dreaming. Astral travel isn't real. Astral projection isn't real. Now I ask for astral travel when I need to get to the bottom of something, when I want to spend some time with somebody that is no longer in this dimension or in this realm, when I'm seeking knowledge or ancient wisdom, when I'm visiting past life experiences. So there are a lot of reasons for astral travel. The most important thing about doing it safely, again, set intent and know yourself, trust yourself. I still call in protection from Archangel Michael. It's so worth trying. A good doorway to it is lucid dreaming, and you can find tons of stuff on lucid dreaming. So I hope you enjoyed that story. RJ, I finally got it out. Let me know what you think. All right, everybody, I will see you on the next video, and I'm just sending you so many blessings of truth and light.